All right, I have spent a lot of time deep diving through research on this topic, so please bear with me. When men say, I don't care what people think of me and dressing up is stupid, it usually isn't about the clothes. It's actually, or at least it could be, a defensive shield. And also understand, this doesn't apply to everyone, but it's just really, it's interesting to me because what I do on a daily basis is try to come up with different topic ideas that help men be better men. I'm just trying to help dudes have more confidence, improve self-worth, and have more self-respect for themselves and get the most out of life and get what you want out of life. Because the odds of you, a human being on planet Earth right now, is almost infinitely impossible. It's a miracle that you even exist right now. And life is too short to waste it being angry all the time. None of us know when our time is up, so why not make the most of whatever time you have left? And of course, absolutely, you can have a difference of opinion with the videos that I make, and that's totally fine and normal, but just remember, you clicked on the video. You knew exactly what you were getting yourself into. These guys that leave those comments, negative comments, they wanted to get mad, and they wanted to tear someone else down. And the one thing that always seems to get mentioned is men saying they don't care. And that's usually a coping mechanism. Some of these guys probably used to care at one point. Maybe they tried dressing well once. Maybe they tried impressing women or taking pride in their appearance, but they didn't get rewarded for it. Or worse, they were made fun of for it. So what do? They end up flipping it. They tell themselves, I don't care about style because I'm above all that. But that isn't confidence. It's avoidance. It's a way to avoid pain, or at least the risk of not measuring up. It's the same thing as saying, if I never try, I can't fail. And if I do fail, at least I really didn't try, so it doesn't count. It's a built-in safety net, but it's also a big trap. And again, it's not everyone, but some guys start to define themselves by what they reject, not by what they embrace. Right? So they might say, I'm not some fashion guy and I'm not one of those tryhards, or I just don't do trends. This is called negative identity formation. It's a form of ego construction based on pushing things away rather than building something powerful and meaningful. It creates a false sense of strength, but in reality, it's super fragile. It's also, it seems to be anyway, rooted in the fear of looking foolish or standing out or the fear of failing. I want you to think about this and really try to be honest with yourself. If you're one of those guys who always seems to look for the problem in things, or you always look for the negative, even in positive situations, that's a problem. And once that becomes ingrained into your character, it can be really difficult to navigate out of that by yourself. Sometimes it takes an outside perspective from a professional to get your mind right again, because nobody wants to be around negative Nancy all the time. And that is where today's sponsor, BetterHelp, comes in. BetterHelp is a platform where therapists and their clients can communicate effectively to get the most out of therapy. And here is the beautiful thing about therapy. You're not broken. There's no shame in it. It's one of those things that you really, at this point, don't really know how much it can help you until you actually try it. I'm going to put a link down in the video description box to betterhelp.com/fashion. Clicking on that link gets you 10% off your first month of BetterHelp so that you can connect with a therapist and get started on your very own unique therapy journey. It's easy. You just fill out a quick questionnaire about what you're looking for, and then BetterHelp will match you with a therapist in as little as just a few days. After that, you can talk to your therapist however you feel comfortable. It could be messaging, phone, or even video. And you can message your therapist at any time and schedule live sessions whenever it's convenient for you. And the really cool thing is this. If you don't really click with that first therapist for whatever reason, which can happen, you can easily switch out to a new therapist until you find someone that you really connect with. So if you could use a quick tune-up to get some of your questions answered, please consider online therapy with BetterHelp. Just click the link in the description or just go visit betterhelp.com/fashion to get that 10% off your first month of therapy. The link is down below. And thank you once again to BetterHelp for supporting my channel and for sponsoring today's video. Okay, here's something else to consider. A lot of guys that are now over 40 grew up with sort of a distorted view of masculinity, right? Like, real men don't care about their looks. Caring about clothes is feminine. Put your head down, do your job, and don't worry about appearances. And trust me, I'm 56 years old and I was raised very old school. I mean, just rub some dirt on it and get back to work. I totally get that. But the thing is, that mentality may have worked back in 1975, but not so much today because modern society demands more presence. Whether that's with dating, with work, or your friendships, you are being silently evaluated on how you carry yourself. The world does care how you look, but not in a weird, shallow way, but in a way that signals whether or not you respect yourself and your environment. You can reject that all you want, but it doesn't change things. So what I have discovered during my research is there's this deep psychological principle. Comfort is familiar, easy, and safe. Growth, however, is uncomfortable, risky, and unfamiliar. I guess what I'm doing is asking men to grow, to challenge themselves, and to change a little bit. And that is completely terrifying for a man who has built his entire emotional survival strategy around staying invisible. So what do they say? Clothes don't matter. I don't care. This is shallow. Because if they acknowledge that it does matter, they might have to confront their own lack of effort, fear of being seen, or years of neglect. And that can be painful. Most of you already know this, but it's still worth putting into words. Now, I'm not saying that you need to wear a tuxedo to the grocery store. I am saying that I believe you owe it to yourself to present yourself in a way that matches your self-respect. Dressing well isn't about impressing other people. It's about aligning your outside with the strength and the character you have on the inside. Here's something else. You might say you don't care what people think of you, but that's not true at all. You care what certain people think. People are forming opinions about you whether you like it or not, and you might as well just be in control of that message. There's a big difference between being confident and being defensive. Like, confidence says, I respect myself. Defensiveness says, I've already given up and it doesn't matter. Men are not hopeless, not at all. And you know why? Because you're a man and you're a freaking warrior. You can change anything if you want to, but it won't happen through shame and negativity. It happens when someone like me shows up on YouTube with some confidence, respect, and self-worth and says, hey, I've been there, I get it, but you're better than this. And if you want to do something better, let me show you how. At the end of the day, I'm just trying to help people, man. I'm trying to plant some seeds. Now, not every seed is going to sprout tomorrow, but the ones that do, maybe I had a small hand in changing someone's life for the better. And that's not a bad thing. And listen really quick, if this video resonated with you in any way, please hit the like button for the algorithm and leave a comment. And also, consider subscribing if you're not already. As always, my friends, thank you so much for watching. Live well, and I'll see you in the next one.